Dr. Madalina, you made a great point about the connection between body and mind, and even so. But I'm also thinking about some of us that are really struggling to identify when enough is enough. How do we know that it's time for us to stop and start looking inside and start exploring maybe some situations, some events from the past? Because you said you had great knowledge, you were practicing cardiology, you had great experience. I'm sure you were exposed to books and to information that's related to the psychological side of humans. And it took you a while until you found your own feet and you found, the real call. So how do we know when enough is enough? How do we know where to stop? What are some of the signs that are telling us that we're not living a healthy emotional life?
I love this question. And HeartQ, we have this thing that we call the angle of authenticity. And so what happens is that when we are living life not from our heart and not guided by our true authentic self, that's really right for us. When we are living from our heart, we are then living on our own true heart path. There is alignment. There is harmony. There's this inner peace. There's a vitality. There's a passion. So you know when you're there, right? But then what happens is when you're not living in the heart and you're living from the fear and the trauma and the unconscious matrix and the nervous system, then what happens is you create life unconsciously from that place. And that creates a path of misalignment. So you're living away. There's the angle that moves you away from your authentic path. And the greater that you're moving away from your authentic path, the more the suffering that happens. And this is how it shows up in life. What happens in life is a reflection of what's going on that is telling us what's going on inside us. So anything like, hits against us, whether it's physical pain, whether it's a disease, where a problem that happens physically or mentally, depression, anxiety, that shows up. These are the kinds of things that when we're hitting a wall, when we're suffering, when we're unhappy, when we're unfulfilled, when we're trying and it's just not working, you're just not getting to that feeling of fulfillment and vitality. And you're either experiencing physical disease or mental illness, or depression or anxiety. That's a sign. That's a sign that there's something going on within us that we need to stop moving forward in that direction and just pause and go the other direction, which is inward. So instead of going outward where we've been going, which is not getting us to where we want to be, that we need to pause and really retreat inside and go within ourselves and start exploring, start discovering what's really going on. Who am I really? What is my truth? And that's kind of what happened to me, exactly what happened to me.